Hello, friend. How are you? I've just got back from a psychedelic research conference, so I decided to get dressed up a little bit more special than usual. And yeah, it was a really sweet event. There's lots of young people there who are interested in being part of the psychedelic research renaissance. Really interesting, creative individuals. I'll share the story that one really special person shared because it rather fits in with the themes of the last few days. They were talking about schizophrenia and how it is treated, because that's the field they work in. And in psychedelic research trials at the moment, where they're trialing the therapeutic potential of psychedelic drugs, schizophrenia is a big no-no. You do not do trials with these people because their mind is already so unstable, and you are adding in a component which is adding even more instability into their mind system, and it is not wise, is what the main bodies that look after these trials have deemed, and that's probably quite sensible. But what was being voiced was an opinion that for some of these people, their mind is already in such a horrendously chaotic space. What could go wrong by introducing psychedelics to the system? And they were describing the work of a doctor in, I think, the 19 or sometime, I've written it down, who was trialing, I can't remember what drugs, but some sort of psychedelic therapy with his schizophrenia patients, and apparently he was getting some success with it, and it's quite an interesting account. And the reason I found it quite relevant is that I've been thinking a lot about the power of these different imagination-based practices that you can go into, and they can be very unsettling and unstabling, and they need to be really treated with care and caution. But if someone is really on the brink, then it does seem that just introducing chaos into the system, it can be a force for good. And I can see a lot of the parallels between psychedelic drugs and these imagination-based practices that you get in the spiritual traditions. And I thought it was quite interesting that this theme keeps popping up for me. Obviously, I'm attracting people that are interested in this sort of thing as well. Today I felt very connected and in tune and vibing and flowing, and the intense emotions that I was feeling at the weekend have definitely died down a little bit, but I think part of that's also just been integrating the experience and learning to control it a bit better, and wanting to do that as well. That's important. This morning I was putting together a short presentation to get ready for a research grant proposal that I'm in discussions with. I want to run some neuroscience-based studies on meditation techniques to help novice meditators to learn to meditate and to see if we can track and quantify how well they're meditating using neuroscience-based tools. And when I was writing this proposal, I was relying on some statistics about the mental health crisis that we face. The statistic I can remember now is that 350 million people worldwide suffer from depression. And this is a statistic that I like to keep quite close to me because I find that really fuels my work and drives me, because I want to help that in any way I can. And I feel like if I'd seen that a few days ago, especially then, I would have just been weeping, gushing tears at the thought of all these people suffering so much. And today I felt the pain of that thought. That was so desperately sad to think of these people. And I even felt sort of a tug of tears, just a little bit, but it was much more maybe muted. But what I was really aware of is that I could see this problem and this tragedy in the world, but I was realizing that there was nothing that I could do to help them if I was going to take a moment to cry. I was working on this presentation, which went phenomenally well, by the way. I was very, very pleased with myself. I was working on this presentation, and I was aware that as tragic as this was, I needed to be strong and I needed to stay focused on what was in front of me, and that was the best way to do something about this. And this is something that my friend Max said the other day, that when he went deep into these imagination practices, is that he realized he needed to be strong and to sort of feel his power again. So that was quite an interesting development. I do feel strong. I do feel connected and empathetic and love and connection, but also very, very determined and in my own power and in my own energy. A very cool technique I will share with you that I discovered sort of intuitively, but I've been practicing cyclic breathing techniques. So I was familiar a bit with the concept, but I feel like I'm able to feel it so much better today, and I could really unlock how it's working better. The practice that I was trialing is I think they have it in Taoism, but it'll be a yogic breathing technique as well, for sure. And it's basically to cycle your breath energy, so that when you're inhaling, you're drawing energy up from the base of your spine, up through your chakras, and then up and out through your crown and through the top of your head and up and out. And then when you're exhaling, you are exhaling it all down into the root and the ground. And then you sort of perform this as a cycle, and you can sort of imagine the energy like flowing through your system as it goes. So yeah. And when you do this, you're rising energy up in your system, and at the moment I can really feel that. I was playing around with it this morning, but I was at the lecture and I've had a really long day, so I was pretty tired, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to do this cyclic breathing and raise my energy levels. And it was really working. I was really feeling my channels just sort of moving this energy through, and feeling some vitality and life restored to me. And what was really, really freaking cool was that so I've been doing this one way, and I think they also do it in, yeah, I think it's also used, yeah, anyway, a few different traditions use it. But what I realized is, okay, so you can go this way and go up your spine, but what happens if you try and go the other way and go down instead? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna breathe in and go down. Yeah. No, go breathe. No, exhale and go down the spine, and then breathe in and go up the front instead. So down into the base of your spine where your root chakra is, and also no, the coiled kundalini energy is supposed to rise from. So yeah, exhaling down into the base of the spine, and then rising up a bit, but then going down into the base of your spine. And if you start to really like feel this out, you very, very, very quickly go into a very deep state of rest, in almost in seconds. And this is actually a technique which Andrew Huberman talks about in a slightly different way. They talk about there's a technique for relaxing, and it's for reducing anxiety, and it's I guess it's used for insomniacs to help them sleep. You sort of do a deep inhale, and then another one at the top, and then you go a long sigh down, letting all the energy out. And as I was sort of feeling out these different directions, cyclic breathing energy, I was reminded of this technique and thought, oh wow, yeah, it's very remarkably similar to this yogic cyclic breathing technique. And I was phenomenally excited by this, because if this is something that you can teach to people who struggle with anxiety, people who struggle to get to sleep, but anyone can benefit from this, as I found like just now. Like I was tired in the lecture and I wanted to just wake up a bit, so I was like, okay, let's rise the energy a little bit. And early morning, when I sort of was kind of waking up a bit, I was just practicing this breathing technique, and I got back to sleep so much more easily. It was really really freaking cool. So yeah, I'm quite excited about that, and want to explore trying to teach that to other people and seeing how intuitively they can feel it. One thing I'm gonna share before we wrap up. So this is the artwork of Alex Gray, who does some absolutely incredible trippy art, and talking about the cyclic energy field. This is a oh my god. Yeah, so this is a concept in yoga and the chakra systems, but you can see what it's supposed to really look like. The energy going up through your chakras and up through your crown, and then out and down, and then down into the root, and then you go back up again. Or you can go the other way and use it to really lower the energy. And legit like feeling that at the moment. So pretty neat, eh? I'll wrap it up there, but I hope you're well, and I hope that life is smiling on you and whispering sweet things to you today.